Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. The topic for today is how to centralize and automate your network device configuration management. To introduce myself, my name is Greg Holmes, and I'm the product marketing manager for WhatsUp Gold. I'm also joined by my colleague, Katarina Boniva, who's a senior technical sales engineer here at WhatsUp Gold. Before we start, I just want to give an overview of some quick webinar housekeeping. If you can't hear us, try connecting to a computer audio and not on the phone audio. Also, if you have any questions, please submit them in the question panel on the right-hand side, and we'll get a chance to answer them at the end. This session will be recorded and distributed after, so there's no need to record it yourself. I'm now going to kick off today's session with a brief rundown of the agenda. So I will be giving an overview of what configuration management is, why configuration management is important, and how it works within WhatsUp Gold's network monitoring solution. I'm going to keep that fairly brief, as I'll then pass the mic across to my colleague Katarina, who will give a demonstration of configuration management, followed by a Q&A session. So what is configuration management? At its core, it's the centralized management of network device configurations. An easier way of thinking about it is, anytime you go into anything and start playing around with the settings, that is configuration management. The aim here is to set up, establish and maintain a consistent set of configurations for performance, functions, or even physical attributes. This is essentially what's going to make your systems work. So, for example, if your network, servers, or data centers weren't configured properly, issues will arise. Because of this, one of the main goals of configuration management is to keep everything configured properly and not have any unwanted surprises. Another benefit of configuration management is that it also works as a version control for IT infrastructure and software. It gives an overview of how your environment is configured currently, and also, if any issues arise, you can always easily revert back to the desired previous version. So now that we know what configuration management is, why should we care about it? There are valid reasons to care. Obviously, organization is a big one. But the three that I'm going to focus on are security, compliance, and automation. From a security perspective, it's imperative that you know when changes are made. When a configuration gets modified or changed, that usually means that something is wrong. Either someone made an error, or worse, someone gained access and changed configurations to make it easier for them to get in again. All of the above are security risks and could leave you vulnerable for a breach in the near future. Because of this, one of the main benefits of having everything configured properly is to keep the system secure. If you've got open ports, or if you have areas where passwords are still set up as admin or password, that's the sort of thing that configuration management is supposed to prevent. Compliance goes hand in hand with this. Configuration changes can result in failure to comply with regulatory standards such as PCI or HIPAA or GDPR. These can obviously vary depending on your specific industry. And as an IT or sysadmin, your job is to make sure everything is configured to meet internal or external regulations and be compliant with them. Having these safeguards in place is a huge benefit of configuration management. And finally, configuration management is a massive time saver because it automates everything. You don't want to have to go and reconfigure the settings for every switch or router manually. This also removes any possibility of human error. When doing these repetitive, monotonous tasks, inevitably human error will come into play, so it's important to put these processes in place to counteract that. Having the ability to hit one button and the configuration being applied across the board is a massive time saver. So how does WhatsUp Gold help? WhatsUp Gold has an add-on feature called Configuration Management, which is designed specifically to help IT and sysadmins monitor and manage their network configurations. It allows you to archive and restore network configurations while keeping them in a secure and encrypted repository. The screenshot on the right shows archived and current configurations. By highlighting the areas that have changed, it makes it easier to zero in on specific areas that look out of place or may require additional investigation. You can also make bulk changes automatically. So, for example, if there are password changes or patches that need to be implemented across the board, this will save time and prevent errors. One of the real values of this add-on is that you can leverage WhatsUp Gold's sophisticated alerting and notification capabilities to let you know when something changes. Administration needs to account for every single change, whether it's been approved or not. If you are audited, you need to show when those things happened. Configuration management will not only notice that, but it will alert you via whichever communication channel you use. So for example, Microsoft Teams, Slack, or email. All of this is tracked and reported upon. There's also the ability to schedule automatic scans to make sure there's nothing new or that nobody made any modifications. As I mentioned before, compliance is a big part of configuration management. You can automatically produce a ton of different reports out of the network configuration management add-on. Regular audits can be delivered automatically via email to the auditors, or you can archive them. And finally, arguably most important, setting this up allows you to keep on top of what's going on with your specific network. By automating configuration and change management, you can eliminate repetition and have peace of mind that you are in control of your network. So that's a high-level overview of the configuration management add-on. I'm going to hand it over to Katarina, who can walk through the demonstration of configuration management and show you practical examples of what I've been talking about.
Okay, so thank you, Greg. Thank you for the introduction. Now heading over to the WhatsUp Goat interface. So basically what you are going to find out within WhatsUp Goat is an interactive network map, and not only a network monitoring solution capable of keeping an eye on the statuses, applications, interfaces, and the entire network infrastructure, but also what it does with the configuration management that we present today is monitoring monitoring the configuration, ensuring the compliance of the configurations for company policies, and the automation of the changes and the new devices that are added within a network. So going on the network map, there are a few different ways to access the functionalities, but one of the shortest and really the fastest way is when we need to do something, just point on a device and open the device properties, where you are going to find out the different tasks applied. Different tasks mean that with the configuration management, we are able to run on a daily, weekly, or whatever time frame base the tasks as backing up the running config, backing up the startup config, and WhatsUp Goat can also save these configuration archives for further use. Further use will be if for whatever need I need to roll back a configuration, I just point the desired archive and I can restore directly from the WhatsUp Goat interface. It's the same for the import and export. I can just point on an existing archive and I can export or import the archive if needed. So one of the easiest way which WhatsUp Goat has is per device. If you just need to troubleshoot something, or you have a device failure or error or something, you can access directly the device configuration. You have the archives, they are ordered by date, so you can choose which archive, whether it will be the running or the startup config, and you can restore directly from here. There's the multiple options that the configuration management also gives, because if you are in a smoother transition from one configuration to another, or you just need to change the device and you need to check the archives, you have from here access to the configuration archives for the entire network infrastructure for every device which are running these tasks to. So these are all our archives available, and the different time frame for which we can choose and directly see the archive. So if I pick my cat switch here, I can or delete or export the configuration if I need it to be uploaded to somewhere else. Same goes for the different options for the task history and logs, for the configuration management policy audit, and the startup versus running config report, also the task subscription. I'm going to show them to you one by one so that you can see what exactly the functionalities look like. So we are running different tasks on different devices. That's why I can just pick and select group of devices or exactly the device which I'm interested in. That's for the ease of use. So if I need to change or to substitute group of devices, I can easily see which tasks I have run there, which configurations I have already in memory, and I can directly replace them or see their statuses. Same goes for the which tasks I am automating directly from within WhatsUp Goat. WhatsUp Goat comes equipped with different libraries, which can be found under the settings and same configuration management menu. These are all pre-configured libraries, which allow you to have all the CLI settings under here, different vendors settings, which means that you have the tools to access the devices and to run whatever scripts. That means that you can automate adding VLANs, adding users, removing VLANs, users, passwords, and all the day-to-day jobs and tasks which are run on a device level can be automated from within the WhatsUp Goat interface, so that you can conclude the whole process, adding different configuration, modifying configurations, and all will be kept with a track here. Same goes for the policy audit. You have different possibilities to create policy use the policy library, which is also equipped with already existing policies, but can be really amplified with different types of policies. Here you can find the Cisco, the Juniper, and the Foundry policies for FISMA, KIPA, SOX, and so on. So Security Management Act, privacy of the medical records, the protected credit card holder data. So these are all common and not only industry standard policies, but also governmental policy, which can apply on a device level. So you can use the configuration management policy library in order to run them and to automate the audit of those policies. The result of all the tasks can be found here under the policy audit, configuration management policy audit, and the startup versus running configuration tab, which is easily accessible. We can from here select all the type of the result. So the failed policies goes first, because you will need to know first of all the reason of the failure, and then you will need to know which is the device which is failing. Now in this case, this Cisco device is down. That's why also this here as unaccessible, but the reason of the policy failure is written here. All the details are available easily. Like if I need to see more, I'm going to check and see. Now the succeeded policies are also coming with the details and what exactly has been read from the policy audit task. Same goes for the configuration management startup versus running config task, which is an automated process for monitoring the configuration itself, what has been changed and where. When I run the policy, WhatsUp Goat gives me directly the link to the CLI. It reads the CLI of the devices, and it will show it to me exactly which command line of the interface has been changed, and then how many are the changes, in order for me to see exactly what has been done to the same device and where. And I don't need to access the device separately. I don't need another client. Just right from the WhatsUp Goat interface, I can run the startup versus running config and see whether something has been changed. This goes first of all for the automation of the process, which allows you to apply all those tasks and policies not only on a device level, but also on a group level. WhatsUp Goat uses the different object IDs which every vendor uses, and matches the scripts available already within the WhatsUp Goat libraries to the corresponding device. And you can apply all those on a group of devices. So all the Cisco devices goes with the Cisco family, all the Juniper devices, or all the HP devices. So every every network device can be used here. We have equipped our monitoring solution, as I said before, with different libraries which are already populated with different scripts for adding, removing users, VLANs, passwords, and so on. As for example, the system script library, as you can see, starts with generic Cisco scripts for backup the startup configuration, also for SSH, password, adds, and so on. But we start with Cisco because it's in alphabetic order. Then you can see the HP, you can see SMC, and then Foundry, and many other vendors. But if for whatever reason the family of devices that you want to monitor or you want to manage with the configuration management is not present in the library, you can use the import functionality, which allows you to directly import scripts. There is no limit of the customizations that you can and you are allowed to do within the WhatsApp Goat interface. So if for whatever reason you need to import more scripts, you can do it easily with the import function. Also, there is an edit possibility for every one of the scripts available, for every library and every functionality. You have the edit possibility. It will open you exactly what the script looks like and what are the command lines, so that you can add, remove, or modify existing scripts, and you can reuse them. You can also do the add script instead of import, so you can write your own script directly within the WhatsApp Goat interface. This is important. Why? Because many of the vendors has many different families and subfamilies of devices, or it might occur a firmware update, or whatever type of reason you might have. You can use the edit or the add script button, and you can apply custom script on a network device level. And another functionality which WhatsApp Goat offers within the configuration management is corresponding to the actions and alerts option, which going here under the settings and actions and policies, you can find out a configuration management action. This applies to whichever type of the device you might choose, network device. You can select a different type of state which can trigger different type of action. So in your system script library, you can choose whatever of the tasks to be run from WhatsApp Goat after the certain event occurs. So based on a certain event, WhatsApp Goat can trigger different scripts and can run automatically those scripts on different devices or group of devices. And that goes also for the different vendors. WhatsApp Goat is vendorless software, so that means that we use SNMP, all the versions, and Telnet and SSH access to run the configuration management. In regards of the accesses that we use, the configuration management comes with the CLI settings library, which will allow you, one, to see the scripts. There are different libraries with the different scripts populated, but also you can see the different type of access that a script is that a script requires. So whether this is a Telnet or an SSH access, this is shown here. Which protocol WhatsApp Goat script uses is shown here. And important for those type of important for the task to be run smoothly and the scripts to work as expected is the existing SSH or Telnet credentials on a device level. This is applicable, as we said before, on a single device. So I need to troubleshoot, I need to run a tasks for that Cisco switch, I can do it easily from within the interface here. Or I need simply to set up an action which will be set like policy or in bulk for the devices. I can do it easily from within the policy library and apply this policy to a group of devices or to the whole network infrastructure. This is how the policy looks like. That means that with the edit button, you can include or exclude patterns, or you can modify the different policies that you are going to apply on the devices. And this is also something which WhatsUp Gold allows you to do easily as an automated process. The different reports that can be found under the Analyze tab for the configuration management can be also exported. So if I need to export the result of the management policy audit, I can just easily select the schedule export data, and this will be exported with all the details that can be found here. And for the ease of use, I can exclude different types of details if this is not needed. Let's say, for example, every Monday, I need to have this report on a certain email, so but without the regular expressions or without the data that it's not needed for certain groups of users. So I can easily just unselect them and then schedule the export. So every Monday, someone who is considering how this policy is audited or what's the result of the policy will receive this data. Under the settings, the different options for the configuration management are also on a VLAN level and under the template library, where I can, first of all, create different templates, which I'm going to apply for the different devices. So as you can see, the ease of use of WhatsUp Gold allows you to capture the different configurations directly from within here. So I'm going to use this Cisco switch and hit apply, so that you can see that WhatsUp Gold shows me directly which are the archives that I can use as a template. And when I select an archive, I can directly see the command line interface of, and I can read the archive. Now, I can use this archive as a template and create this template for further use. So the configuration template means that if I, for whatever reason, need to substitute this Cisco switch with a newer device, I can directly use this configuration and apply this configuration to the new devices. Or if I need to substitute 10 more switches, I can use this as a template configuration or have 10 different templates as a configuration for my devices. Same goes if I need to manage the VLANs, as this clearly says it. The VLAN manager means that if I go and select a device, I'm going to use the same Cisco switch that we saw the configuration previously and hit apply. So WhatsUp Gold will show me which are the VLANs configured on that same device, so that I can easily or change the configuration or track where exactly those VLANs are configured and automate the process. I need to configure VLAN 3 for VoIP traffic on a 10 devices. So I see VLAN 3, I select my 10 devices, and I apply the script to all my 10 devices in bulk. And then not only I will change the configuration from within WhatsUp Gold, which has an existing script for modifying the VLAN configuration, but I will also see under the Analyze and Configuration Management startup versus running config. From here, I will be able to see the differences and where exactly the changes have been made. So whoever does whatever change, it will do it from the WhatsUp Goat management interface, and then this will be tracked and it will be shown under the reports, under the audits, and you will have the complete entire process of securing the configurations, because WhatsUp Goat is monitoring them and is keeping backup in archive for every one of the network devices. Auditing for compliance, so all the policies which you need to apply for financial records, for medical records, for the personal information of the users, you will be sure that the devices are compliant and the policies are running. And in case of failure, you have also the notification policies, which can be found under settings, actions, and alerts. You have all the notification policies from within WhatsUp Goat, which are like email, like post to Microsoft Teams, and every one of the notification capabilities of WhatsUp Goat can be applied when a failure from configuration management has been triggered. So WhatsUp Goat can notify you that this happened, and not only, but in the reports you can schedule and email every Monday or whatever time frame you may choose. You will have a scheduled report shown what's the result of the policy audit of your devices. And not last is the automation of the changes that needs to be done on a configuration level. These automated changes can be easily done with every one of the WhatsUp Goat libraries, the CLI settings library, the policy library, the system script library. Both task library and the task script library allow you to automate configuration changes, which need to be done almost daily on a network device level. And then not last is the VLAN manager, and also the file transfer settings option, which are two options to the VLAN manager will allow you to have visibility whichever VLAN where is configured and easily check for that. And the file transfer settings is the option which WhatsUp Goat has to integrate with different servers, so that you can push configurations also from within WhatsUp Goat. That was the real scenario within the WhatsUp Goat interface. I hope that this is useful and something that can add a value to the already good product, which is the network monitoring solution that we have.